One of the most common questions people have about artificial intelligence is whether robots will take over the world, either by replacing all human labor or by becoming smarter than us and deciding that we're in the way and need to be removed. It's a fair question, especially when we see how quickly AI is advancing. In less than a decade, we've gone from AI systems that couldn't do anything to systems that can write essays, paint pictures, and chat about pretty much anything. So what's next? Will robots soon be doing everything better than us humans? The answer might surprise you. Kai. I'm here with Earth. Before we had smartphones, we had dumb phones. And before we had self-driving cars, we had cars that required human drivers. And if we go back far enough, we had farm equipment that was pulled by animals. As technology advances, we often end up replacing things that used to be done by people or animals with machines that are better, cheaper, faster, or more reliable. But there are some jobs that many people think will always require humans, like surgery or programming. These jobs require a lot of specialized knowledge and the ability to solve problems that don't have clear solutions, which is why we have to go to school for years to learn them. So it would seem that any job that requires a lot of specialized knowledge is safe from automation, right? Well, not so fast. Researchers have been teaching AI systems to do all sorts of things that once required specialized human knowledge. For example, computers can now diagnose diseases based on symptoms and recommend treatments, which is something that only doctors were able to do just a few decades ago. This means that in the future, a robot could potentially replace a doctor, at least for certain tasks. And doctors aren't the only ones. Robots are also being developed to do things that only a select few humans can do today, like deep-sea exploration and bomb disposal. In these cases, robots are actually making our lives safer by taking on tasks that are too dangerous for humans. But there are still plenty of jobs that require a lot of specialized knowledge that humans are currently doing, like writing and designing buildings or bridges. So it would seem that jobs requiring specialized knowledge are safe from automation. Right. Well, not so fast. We can already use AI to help us do our jobs. For example, engineers use computer-aided design programs to help them design buildings and bridges. And writers use programs to help them write more clearly and make sure their work isn't plagiarized. And these programs are only going to get better. So, it seems that even jobs that require specialized knowledge are at risk. But there are still some things that only humans can do, or so we think. Take playing StarCraft, for example. Until recently, no one thought a machine would ever be able to play this game as well as a human, because it requires a lot of intuition and creativity. But in 2019, an AI beat a world champion at StarCraft. Creativity is one of those uniquely human things that many people think will never be replicated by machines. After all, we come up with all sorts of creative things every day, from movies to video games to junk food. But an AI recently beat a group of human designers at a junk food company at their own game. They fed the AI data about what kinds of snacks people liked best, and then asked it to design its own snack. It did, and people preferred it to the human-designed snacks, too. This means that even jobs that require creativity may not be safe. But there are still some things that only humans can do, or so we think. Like interacting with other humans. It's true that we interact with other humans every day. But increasingly, we're interacting with computers, whether it's through our smartphones or by asking smart speakers to play our favorite music. As AI gets better, our interactions with machines will become even more natural. And this has some people worried that eventually robots will replace humans in all areas, including interacting with other humans. If that happens, we won't need humans for customer service or education or entertainment. But until that happens, there are still some things that only humans can do, like having a good conversation, too. As much as we love talking to ourselves, there are still some things that only humans can do, at least for now. But who knows what the future will bring? For now, though, we're pretty safe. It'll take centuries for AI to get good enough to replace most human jobs. And even then, there will still be some things that only humans can do. At least we hope. Speaking of things that only humans can do, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. And while you're at it, don't forget to follow us on social media to see more from Earth.